I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners to order. This date's January 20th, 2026. Joe, would you please call the roll?
Sure. Commissioner Ernst,
Here.
Commissioner Engel,
Here.
Commissioner Rollins,
Here.
Commissioner Vogelsang, here, Commissioner Wright. Here.
Commissioners, any changes to the agenda today? Hearing none. The next item on the agenda is public request. If you have a matter you'd like to address the commission, please come forward to the microphone, give your name and address for the record, and limit your conversation to 3 minutes, please. Thank you.
Sil Ciliberti, 6100 Northwest 2nd Avenue, Boca Raton, Florida. Hello, commissioners, outstanding staff, and outstanding council. Yesterday was Martin Luther King Jr.'s big day, and our dreams started to really come alive at North Park, formerly known as Ocean Breeze. Rest in peace. North Park will officially never be the same. Yesterday, Boca Paddle proudly erected several tilt walls. Today, more large slabs of concrete. Tomorrow, a state-of-the-art edifice. Very exciting. Hopefully, North Park will explore and address sound issues and light mitigation for all amenities, the skate park and possibly splash park. After all, you know, we already shield our street lights and switch to paper straws and enthusiastically sip our drinks through soggy collapsed cardboard, you know, for the turtles. Surely skating and splashing, acoustics and lighting could get the same level of consideration for actual people. So if possible, please dazzle us with some actual architectural plans, drawings showing the berms, sound buffers, light mitigation, security features, and anything else that suggests these plans are also in concrete. Thank you for what you've done, truly.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Joseph King. I am an owner of Bocatica 3, and I'm also the board president. So I wanted to take a few minutes to speak on my behalf as well as some of the members of the community. We are not in agreement with a skate park. We don't believe it is compatible for the adjacent area of our community. And we strongly believe there should be a vote before we move forward with a structure such as a skate park. So again, on behalf of myself, as well as many members of the community, we would definitely encourage that there's a vote for before any plans are approved for a skate park. Thank you.
Mary Alice Kindred, 330 Northwest 67th Street, Sandevance. Good evening, commissioners. Thank you for this opportunity to speak once again on behalf of our youth. Tonight, the focus is on the proposed skate park and pump track in East Boca Raton. I am back again to make a plea for our children, especially those who fall in the age range of 7 to 21. Boca Raton is a beautiful city with so much to offer. For families with young children, Sugar Sand Park, Gumbo Limbo, the downtown and Spanish River libraries are incredible resources. For adults, there is downtown Meisner Park. However, my concern is for those ages in between. Adolescence. Some may see it as a rebellious period. In any event, in my opinion, this is the time when teens need a place to go more than ever. For all that Boca has to offer, I feel like this demographic is overlooked. So many adults these days, myself included, feel that teens are always on social media, always on their devices, and have lost touch with basic human-to-human interaction. If we want them to take a break from these devices, we must offer them alternatives. This skate park could be the answer for so many. If you've spent any time at a skate park, you know it is a community, a welcoming, inclusive, non-judgmental community. The connections these skaters make is amazing to witness. To watch a child go from timid to insecure to finding their self-confidence through support of their peers and personal achievements attained through discipline is truly inspiring. I've seen children on the autism spectrum find their home in a skate park, a place where they know they belong. Skating helps many teens deal with their emotions in a healthy manner, finding exercise instead of boredom and community in place of isolation. In skate parks, you will find a diverse group of people from all economic backgrounds. In a skate park, you are respected for your courage and tenacity, not the labels you wear. So a skate park would benefit teens mutually, mentally, physically, and maybe even spiritually. But not all skate parks are created equal. If Boca Raton is to be the home of the most epic skate park in Palm Beach County, there has to be some supervision. From what I have seen, that is the difference. I recently paid $75 to join the Jupiter Skate Park. This covers entry for 6 months because I am not a resident. This to me was money well spent. The skate park is challenging, bigger than some of the others, but most importantly is always supervised. There are rules at this skate park: no smoking, no drinking, no vaping. The manager sees what is going on firsthand. It is well lit and safe. Zion Wright grew up going to this Jupiter Skate Park, and he competed in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. 8 pro skaters came out of that park. As a parent, I would much rather see my teens skating at a supervised park than off somewhere looking for something to do. So tonight I make this plea, and I hope you hear it. It is hard for working parents to send daily emails. We're not retired. However, I genuinely thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, Robert Duquette, 5351 Northwest Third Terrace. Do we know what is really being proposed yet for the east side of North Park? Is there a mountain bike trail? If so, how will that work with Jeffrey Street going through? I noticed recently that there is the proposed skate park now has been added on the website for the southeast section. When was this, change posted online? Is that on the agenda tonight to be approved? It's not on the agenda, actually, to be approved. What's the estimated cost of a 42,000 square foot skate park? Is there an agreement, an ILA with the city for paying for this? I've contacted people at the city and they say, no, there's nothing in writing, nothing that's officially been done. The current skate park at Memorial Park is seldom used. And as I have pointed out to you in the past, through public records request, there's been 25 to 26 permits sold annually for the last 3 years. 25 to 26 regular users of the skate park who are residents of the city. So a skate park is not compatible in a residential area. Just look at Delray, look at Ocala, which is one of the skate parks you were looking at when you first started that process. The adjacent condos have signs at their front entry prohibiting skate parking, skateboarding. Lastly, the administrative site approval process that was referenced in in Brianne's letter regarding this issue is the same as the regular site plan approval process with the city, except there is no requirement that all the adjacent residents be notified by the district. I would think in the interest of transparency, whether or not it's required or not, that's something that should definitely be done, as well as a meeting in order to have full public transparency on this proposal. Be transparent and be considerate of the compatibility or lack thereof of your neighbors. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Liz Lyons. I live at 5706 Stradella Drive, and I support the skate park at North Park. So thank you.
Hey, my name is Robert Stupak. I live at 5500 Northwest Second Avenue, and I face the former golf course. And there are a couple of rhetorical questions that I need to ask. If so few people have used the park and paid a fee over the last several years, the $3+ million cost would take 24,000 years to recover. Okay, even if 125 people signed up for it. Now that is pretty outrageous when I understand that the project in general is over budget. The other thing that disturbs me, and yes, I sent letters to all of you today, What's wrong with just renovating the current skate park instead of building a new municipal office building? We are in a period of contracting government where government should be getting smaller right now. And yet they want to put a brand new building. I say, if you want to spend the money, renovate the existing skate park and renovate the building that the government, the offices are in, rather than put it in the backyard of where there's families, there are a lot of retired people. And if anybody has seen it today, I know one person mentioned the Boca Paddle. They put the walls up for the building today, and it's a huge monstrosity. It's not right next to my apartment. So, and this was approved a long time ago. But why in the world is this being sprung on the public where you have all of a sudden changed the rules of the game and decided to add this skate park? It doesn't make any sense, doesn't make any economic sense, and it would be burdensome to the people that live in the two buildings, which are 5500 and 5700 Northwest 2nd Avenue in Boca Raton. So I'm speaking against it, and I needed to come and voice my opinion tonight.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hi, it's always lovely to see you guys. Thank you. I'm Marisa Caponera, and I live at 840 Malaga Drive in Boca Raton, and I absolutely love and support the North Park skate wholeheartedly. So let's go.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Lisa Pyenson. I live at 1055 Rexford C here in Boca. I currently skate down in Justice Skate Park in Hollywood. They call me Skate Mom all through Baltimore. Having a skate park, running the events that I run, helping the community, I am all for it. Your community will be a better place for having the skate park.
How you guys doing? Shane Cottrell here, 5926 Vacilinda Lane, Boca Raton, Florida. It's been a while. It's been a couple months since I haven't been hanging out as much, but I just had to come support everyone here for the skate park. I'm a big fan of them. I got to skate the Justice Park that she was talking about this past weekend. I encourage everyone here, council, to go down there. It's a great example of what skate parks can be these days. It's right next to the pickleball courts there, and they work really cohesively together. And I don't think it's as loud and obnoxious as some of the people might think. It's definitely a great place for the community to hang out, and I think it would be a great addition so I don't have to drive 40 minutes to go take my kids skating. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Caleb. I live at 840 Malaga Drive, and I am definitely for the skate park.
My name's Asher Caponera, and I'm all in for the skate park in North Park, and I live at 840 Malaga Drive.
Hi, I'm Dave Bamdis. I live at 1033 Southwest 16th Street, Boca Raton. Been a Boca resident since I was 13 years old. I'm 61 now. I was involved in the citizens group that got together to get the Tim Huxold Park, our current park at Memorial Park, built. And I've been skateboarding for many years. My son grew up skateboarding at the Tim Huxold Park. One thing, I've heard some comments that there's not a lot of attendance, not a lot of membership at the current park. It's a very old park design. So Boca has a lot of skateboarders, but they're going elsewhere. Our current park is outdated, has a lot of outdated obstacles, and it's something as opposed to nothing, but our skateboarders in Boca are either skating on the streets, they're skating on buildings where they're not supposed to be skating, or they're traveling to Fort Lauderdale or to Miami, to these other amazing parks that these other cities have. So please don't look at the use or non-use of our current skate facility as a non-interest in skateboarding. There's a tremendous amount of interest in skateboarding. And our city really needs it. Hopefully you guys will approve it. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Whitney Thorne, 235 Northwest 45th Street, Boca Raton. My three kids and my husband and I spent a lot of time at these meetings for the surf park a few months back, and I'm just hearing the same sort of pattern. And it's really disappointing because, again, I'd like people to think of the future. And the kids, and this lady here had great points about the teenagers, which are very much overlooked in our community. I just wanted to address a few things. Abacoa, which runs a really successful skate park, is in a very residential area, and it works great. They do a lot of community outreach. Also, the skate park that we do have, the gentleman that just spoke raises a lot of good points. And also, I just wanted to add, we have been permit holders there, but the hours are just terrible. They're terrible. I mean, it's great that they have supervision or an office there, but they're just not great hours. And also, like when we went, the lights weren't working. So when it was open at night, the lights weren't working. You know, it's just it wasn't maintained, and so it was difficult to go there as permit holders. And so I just also want to address that when the surf park was shot down, there's a lot of community outcry, because a lot of the parents of kids, they just don't have the time to come to these things. They're working, they're dealing with homework, they're helping kids with homework, they're making dinner. And the people that actually have the loudest voices here are retired, and this is their hobby, to come and do these things. And so I would love as a parent to be able to come to all these meetings. We just are trying to raise families, so we can't do that. But there was a lot of anger that you guys shot down the surf park, and so I would hate for that to happen again. So we are definitely for the skate park, and I would encourage all the people here that are opposed to it. At Boca Chica, you keep saying it's in your backyard, but it's actually, it's publicly owned land now, you know? It's not your backyard. It's for all of the community. And so it's for all of us now. Thank you.
Is there anyone else that wishes to address the commission?
Hi, my name is Rachel Bennett. I live at 152 Northwest 12th Avenue in Boca Raton. So my son grew up skating at the skate park. We were members at the skate park for many years, but probably up until last year, because now he's pursuing his career. He's being a firefighter. He works for the city. He's a ocean rescue lifeguard. We use all the amenities. We are so that the city has to offer. We love the parks. So this is a park that we don't the Park and Rec District doesn't have as a skate park. We have all kinds of fabulous parks for little kids. This is a park that our teens and up, because my husband's 50 plus and he still skates at the skate park when we go to skate trips all over the country. And we need a skate park in Boca Raton that's world class. You hear that all the time. We have a world-class this. We want a world-class this. We want a world-class skate park in Boca Raton, and you build it, they will come. Thank you.
Greg Galanis, 1780 Parkside Circle South. Happy New Year, guys. It's good to see you. Not here as often as I'd like. Just a couple things I'd like to do. One is to thank you. I don't think enough people show up to say thank you for what you do. You don't get paid a lot. Secondly, Erin, thank you for your leadership. The hot seat for the recent past, appreciate it. Secondly, I want to talk about golf, obviously. I run the City League, and we just cut off registration. We're at 170 players, and we can no longer handle more people. I'm putting out over 100 golfers a week. People are loving it. People are enjoying it. And the guys that play in my league are playing other days. I think it's fair to say that my guys make up the majority of the rounds that get played at the city course. So with that, I sent each of you, in addition to city leadership, an article that just came out in Golf Magazine with regard to the growth and the growth rate increasing dramatically in golf, especially around short courses. And I want to continue to advocate and encourage you to consider a golf component on the North Park property. And lastly, want to volunteer to make myself available to help you in any way I can to make this a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm compelled to stand up again. Robert Stupak from 5500 Northwest Second Avenue.
Yeah.
There are a lot of
Sir,
skaters
Sir,
here.
excuse me. We allocate 3 minutes per individual, and you've had an opportunity to speak to the commission, so let someone else
Did I
have
use
an
my 3
opportunity.
minutes?
No, sir, you've used your 3 minutes, so would ask you to move on.
Okay, I think you should just fix the skate park that you've got now instead of sticking it in the backyard of hundreds of people.
I'll be quick again. Liz Lyons, 5706.
No, ma'am. Yeah. No, ma'am. You're once you've spoken, it's someone else's opportunity.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? My name is Seth Turnoff. I live at 901 Southwest 7th Street. I went to Verde Elementary. I went to Boca Middle. I went to Boca High. I remember getting chased by security guards at Town Center Mall about a month after it was open because we were skating in the parking lot. It was probably about like 88, 89 that I stood up in front of the Greater Boca Raton Beach Tax District when we were figuring out what to do with sugar sand. And I was there with my skateboard and my 3x5 cards, and I addressed the board, and sugar sand didn't get it, but the park that exists now did. So, okay, that's it's something. I'm strongly in favor of the skate park. I have a 4-year-old son, and I'm teaching him on our street, and it would just be another feather in Boca Raton's cap, which makes no sense if it didn't exist. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Liz Snope. I live at 11134 Harbor Springs in Boca Raton. I am not a skateboarder myself. I've never been blessed with the coordination for it, but I grew up in a skating family. I've lived in Boca almost my entire life. And I moved back to Boca when my son was young because I love the family atmosphere, all of the different availability for families in terms of like having diverse programs that are available through our city government. I have a background as well in working with city governments all over the US. And in my experience, it's interesting bringing up like what someone else said, where we don't always get the representation of the community in a meeting like this. A lot of the time you see the representation of the community online instead on places like Nextdoor, Facebook, Instagram. And especially with young people, you see a bigger footprint. So I want to also note that while we might not see the whole community of Boca here today, when you go online and you see the engagement and the skateboarding community in Boca Raton, it's a strong community. And I want my child and all the kids of Boca to be able to have an opportunity to have a place to go to skate. I saw the positive effects of that for my own brothers growing up, for now my nieces and nephews, and I'd like to see it for my own son. I also want to note that I know we were talking about numbers, right? Like certain part, we're looking at, are we going to get enough attendance? And when I look at the way I view public service is not about the numbers and attendance the same way you would look at it for a business. It's about offering a diversity of options for the community. It's about servicing the community. And I think we have a big enough family and adult and kids skating community here that this would offer something to them that's just not currently available. So I'd love to see it, and I'm in support.
Is there anyone else?
Andrew Lundy, 1630 Northwest 7th Street. Similar to what Liz Snopes shared, I grew up in a skateboarding family, and the way I was introduced to skateboarding was through a skate park that was down in in Pompano. So the neighborhood kids who were willing to drive us all the way down. Every mom took a turn on the weekends to take us down all the way to Pompano to get our skateboarding in. And back then it still had a stronger stigma around it. But that I think that has still lingered a bit today, to where it's seen as sort of an offshoot. It's seen as sort of like a auxiliary hobby that's not a central path for recreation and development and athletics. And all the data and all of pop culture even today is showing the opposite. Skateboarding is really at the center of most popular streams of culture, from streetwear to community. It's just naturally caught on in the West here, especially, and all over parts of the world, as such a fundamental part of what can be a part of development for people. For me, I love team sports, but there's something about skateboarding that taught me to take risks. It taught me to persevere. It taught me to keep going in the face of failure. And I think understanding the positive benefits of skateboarding can go a long way. It was Jerry Seinfeld who said that when I see those skateboarder kids, I think they're going to be all right. And he said that because of what he even observed as the positive examples of this. So there's more to skateboarding than the negative stereotypes that come with it. I'm now a 37-year-old dad here in the community with a son who skates. And right now there's nowhere really for us to go. Boca was never really an option. And I would love to introduce him to the same community that I got to experience, and the experience I got to have through skateboarding. So thank you.
Thank you.
How's it going? My name is Cameron Hackett. I live right down the road at 21,042 Town Lakes Drive. I'm a student at Florida Atlantic University, and honestly, the local skate park, it's, for me, anything that has to cost money for me to go skate is an instant turn away, if I'm being honest. It's something I like to do. It's free. It's a hobby that I can go out, have fun, get exercise. And just the idea of having to pay every single time I go, or some type of monthly subscription, is just not appealing. And I don't think it's appealing to any skaters. And if we're worried about sound or something like that around a community, a lot of people are appealed to pickleball, and pickleball is quite noisy as well. And I can't imagine it's that much noisier. And yeah, other than that, it's going to be like what they want to build is really a beautiful top of the line skate park. And I can say it's going to be appealing to every skater, and getting people that are not into skating and getting outside, getting off video games, enjoying the beautiful weather that Boca provides us. And yeah, it's going to bring a lot of people into Boca. And it's just, I think it's going to be all around really beneficial, and especially for college students that are coming in. Like if I came to FAU and I saw a beautiful skate park that was a couple minutes away, instantly ranks it higher for me. So thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Leandro Abercon from 1111 West Camino Real. I've been living here for 7 years since I moved to Boca Raton, and I love the city. It's like the Beverly Hills of Florida. It has everything that anyone can dream ever, except for the skate park. Like the actual skate park is not too bad, but it's very old. Like you can tell it's designed by rollerbladers, not like skaters. So if you compare other cities like Hollywood and maybe Phipps on West Palm Beach, like those parks are very well designed. Lot 11 in Miami, like it's necessary to have it because kids needs a safe place to practice the sport. And if you offer them a place that is not well designed, they won't be able to have fun. And then eventually they go to the streets. And we don't want that. We want the kids to be in a nice place to learn and eventually become a professional, because we can't forget that skateboarding right now is an Olympic sport. So we need a place that is designed to prepare like deportist and not just a hobby. Okay, so I'm in favor. We really need it, and I hope we can finish it by the end of this year. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to address the commission? Last call.
My name is Jack Kavanaugh. I live at 868 Malaga Drive. And I just want to say the skate park has become like sort of like a second home to me. I've been spending like 2 times a week there from the hours of 5 to 9, whenever it's like really like available to be ready. And the thing is with the skate park is it's so small that even if you do try to renovate it, it's like still 5 people at a time. Like between the hours of 5 and 7, it's like you can't really use it more than 5 people at a time because there's skaters going in and out of the like the sort of the back way, so you can't even use it. But honestly, for the personal impacts of skateboarding for me, I found like a home, I found a community. Every time I go there, I'm meeting someone new, I'm becoming closer to my friends, I'm getting off my phone. It's sort of building an identity for myself, and I really enjoy it. And it would be such a shame to me for that part to be taken away. And also the thing with like my friends around Boca, like people are turned away by the $3. It's like I don't mind paying the $3, but a lot of people are turned away. They're going to places like Tamarack or some skate parks in Miami and Key, in Hollywood. So it's like they'd rather just take the like 30-minute ride to go to these other skate parks. But I feel like if we do build this new skate park, it's going to attract a lot of attention because the one we have there, it's $3. It's not nice. It's just really just crummy for skaters all around, just because of how small it is and just how there's no like necessities around. But I do support this new skate park fully. I hope to see it go through.
What's up, guys? My name's Sean O'Connor, and I am pretty much a product of Tim Huxold Skate Park. I've been going there my whole life since middle school. And actually before that, probably since I was like 7 years old. And that's how I made all my friends and all my family to this day. I travel the world with people I skate with, and everything started at Tim Huxold Skate Park. So I'm forever in debt to Tim Huxold Skate Park, and to do anything to make that better and make a better place, that would be amazing for our community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ryan. I'm from 9329 Boca Gardens Circle South. I just want to say I'm here in support of the skate park. Skating offers people of all ages a creative output that they might not be able to find in other activities. And it is a big confidence builder for people when you can sit there and work on something for hours and days and months and finally get it. The excitement that people get from that is amazing. So I'm in support of the new skate park. Let's do it.
Hello, my name is Max Hamas, 1720 Parkside Circle South, Boca Raton. And I want to say that I'm deeply in favor for the new skate park. There are many positive benefits of skateboarding all around, not just kids having fun or having a good time, but also the tricks that they learn isn't just, oh, wow, that's really cool. It's also, wow, his brain is really developing. I mean, I've never seen a video of a robot doing a kickflip, but you could see them doing any other sport pretty much. I mean, you could see them hit a baseball, play soccer, anything like that. But also, honestly, skateboarding is, correct me if I'm wrong, but the only sport that I've witnessed where people cheer on for their competitors. I see in competitions all the time, people hitting their boards down in a way when their competitor does a trick that's going to put them in second place. I don't see any other sport where it's similar or even close to that. And I think that's why skateboarding is such a big and strong community. And as people say, they meet people when they were 7 years old and they still talk to them 10 years later. And all these things I want to say, and also how if the skate park were to be built, of course, there would be way more people going because it's a very attractive place. The design looks incredible. But also, if it weren't to be built, you have to look at all these negative outcomes of what would happen. I mean, there would be way more kids going on their phones, more Xbox. I don't even remember the last time I've seen a kid ride a bike outside. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the whole way that everywhere is going, including Boca, for some aspects, is more inside. And I think a skate park would be the thing that flips that switch and gets us back to how we should be outside. Thank you.
Is there anyone else that wishes to speak to the commission? Seeing none, I'll close this portion of the meeting and move on to approval of the minutes of the previous board meeting.
Move to approve?
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Joanne, would you please call the roll?
Sure. Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. The next order of business is the discussion on the North Park Skate Park design. Brianne, would you introduce it?
Commissioners, on page 5 of your agenda packets is a brief memo outlining the history that we've had on the skate park thus far through last year on April 7th. Following extensive public comment, the board directed staff to start working and exploring the idea of a skate park at North Park. We did eventually accept a grant from Plantapark for a conceptual design. We have representatives from Plantapark here to go over that design. On August 4th, this board approved the additional services agreement with Miller Lake for the full design and permitting services for the skate park and pump track. That includes the civil engineering, landscape architecture, lighting, and permitting in coordination with American Ramp Company for this project. Plantapark, through their grant, they held 2 public workshops where the public was welcome to attend and talk about what they wanted to see at the skate park. Those meetings were well attended. And tonight we are here with the final conceptual plan for you all to look at and decide if you'd like to approve it and continue moving forward. So I will have Tito and Dan come up, and Lumi from the Leg is here as well to talk about the skate park.
I'm Dan. Tito.
Hi, I'm Tito Parada, designer, builder for over 25 years, skate parks, including Lot 11, Hollywood.
Got to talk in the microphone, guys.
Microphone, please.
My name is Tito Parada, skate park designer for over 25 years, and I've designed a lot of the local parks that people are mentioning, like Lot 11, the basis chassis per se of Hollywood, and many others, Lakeland, and a bunch of others. So I'm glad to be part of this project.
And I'm Dan Lundy. I'm a Boca resident, skate park advocate, and then I run Plantapark, which is a nonprofit that grants, perfect. A nonprofit that grants 3D designs that you're about to see. We hosted 2 workshops. From the first one, we kind of got a base layer of what this community wanted to see in a skate park, and then we kind of fine-tuned it to our second meeting, and then fine-tuned it even more from there. And then tonight we're going to be presenting that final product to you guys.
All right. So thank you both. I just want to tell you, you guys are in really good hands. These are phenomenally passionate individuals that really like to promote and do the best for the community. I just want to walk.
Lumi, can you just say where you're from?
Yes. Oh, sorry. I'm Lumi Fuentes with Miller Leg, and it's in Sunrise, Florida. Okay. I just want to walk through the process. I know Dan covered it a bit, but we had 2 public engagement meetings that we had. One was in August, where it was more of a program and seeing kind of the types of elements in the skate park and the pump track that we wanted to make sure were included. We heard feedback from the community, from the skaters, and also as well as from some of the Boca Chica community residents on security concerns and berms and lighting as well. So we took that into consideration of the location of where we were designing this as well. And then in the second, so we went to the drawing board. We, Tito and Dan, kind of came up with some concepts, a concept for the pump track and as well as the skate park. Then we presented this and we had more input from the public on elements concerning both of these. And then we tweaked it and refined it. And this is what we're presenting today as well.
Yeah, and if you don't mind me jumping in a little bit, I just want to talk about those meetings because I've done these meetings all over the place, and a little bit about our process or the process that I work with. It's truly custom. So it's not that I design or it's actually all these people. And some of the best, best input I've received in my experience has been with this park thus far. Not only this, Dan's connected to a lot of professional skaters. There's a lot of legacy here, a lot of really good skaters, and we truly take their input. Our parks are truly custom because they're really inspired by the land. And so we bring out, I call them chassis, basically the basics to start the park with. And that site is so amazing that it really is the thing that kicked up this custom design. We used the natural grades that were there, minimizing just keeping trees that were there, taking into consideration everything from lighting to noise to everything to place it. And then on top of that, working with the locals, finding out what the real needs are to create a truly special custom place that's unique. Someone mentioned golf earlier. Golf is very similar. You don't want the same golf course at every town, right? So, we have a really high-end, skate park, and they're unique just like golf courses. So the second public input was so awesome. Everyone, people came in and were like, wanting this and wanting that, and usually like almost ready to fight them. And we welcomed it all. The only challenges we have is like the height, the water table, lines of sight, all kinds of stuff. So I just want to let you know, there's also Olympian level professional skaters that also put input into this, into the final details. And that is something you should really, truly feel special because, some of these guys were on tour, getting some of this, pro skaters traveling the world on tour. That's like, who gets that? So I just want you guys to know, I get goosebumps just knowing that you guys had from, not only local input, but that as well. Now, last note on that process, because it's all about this beautiful input process that kind of stands out above and beyond the rest, is that just because a pro once puts input doesn't mean it's pro level. These are community parks first. It's all about the development. And then when we get to the design, I'll explain how beautiful that is and how that works and how multi-level. So, sorry, just wanted to, bring that into the point.
Second. Okay, so this is kind of more of a location map, just so you guys could see too. The skate park is right along the more vegetated area alongside the FEC track. So it's a good 300 plus feet from the actual condominium buildings as well. And it's right next to the Boca Paddle, and it's one of our first shelter trailheads into future mountain bikes or paths along that vegetative area on the FEC track. So you could just see kind of the location of it in orange. Okay.
What? So this is the skate park, and I just wanted to, technically speaking, south, north, it goes the other way, but Anyway, so we have a street course right here, and then a connection onto the transition areas. Transitions are the bowls. So for those of you that do not understand the breakdown of the skate park, it's not advanced, beginner, intermediate. It's there's different levels to everything. This is like saying an athletic facility. There's pickleball, baseball, basketball. Each one of these things are like a different course. Unlike ball sports, though, we share different disciplines. So you can skate on this, you can bike on this, you can scooter on this, you can inline skate, you can quad skate. So you can see now that it's not just skate park, how many people in the community we're serving. So trends can come and go, but it's it helps everyone. So as far as ROI is concerned, let's just to give you one quick example, let's say I put apples to apples, 15-year span of a baseball field in Florida gets used by 5,000 users in 1 year because we don't have snow and all that year round. Boom, boom. That's a full use, 5,000. A skate park of similar size, a community park, probably you're looking at 30 to 70,000. And so that's the difference between $9 per user that you pay for a baseball, for one guy to play baseball. Skate park, 25 cents. So as far as ROI and spending money, this is the value is there. Now, just have to get that out of the way. So on this park, we have street course. Street course is multi-level. It's the maneuver sets the level. So young kid, pro skater, old guy, everyone can skate on this or ride, together. So that's why this is the larger part. Pump tracks, same thing. They're tracks. They're also very user friendly, great for bikes, et cetera, et cetera. Now the bowls, we have two bowls and a snake run, right? Advanced, beginner, and the snake run's just like, just super fun all the way around. So it kind of ties to the surf community and all that. So we have just something for everyone. But see, bowls are level specific and style specific. So you can have a half pipe, you can have so many other more. This park could grow twice as big, but these are the things that are really attractive for the ongoing future. So all these things were brought to your park because they are what was most championed by the community. And we see it here. The only other thing we're keeping green spaces wherever we can. So we can add shade, natural shade, get rid, and just be friendly to our Florida aquifer. So all that stuff's happening. We're going to work with Miller Leg to add some amazing landscaping so it looks good and still low maintenance. Because, we don't want a maintenance headache. We want this to, you set it and forget it, so there's, so just with that's the breakdown. Street course, transition areas, pump track number 1, pump track number 2. This is a perspective. We already mentioned some of that, but you can see how long and linear the park is. So people were talking about your existing park, it would just be like right here, So, we're trying to just get people to flow. I did this park in underneath I-95 and 3rd Street, right downtown Miami. And it's like one of the biggest differences is you can just push, just like forever. Like you're skating a street, and most parks, you can't get that feeling. So we're trying to break the mold. That mold started by, hey, we have a tennis court, it's not being used. Well, let's put a skate park on it. And it's like, like, can we have like 5 or 10 tennis courts back to back? Then we should put a skate park. But because of that, we started these squares. And then right now it took this long that we're finally breaking the mold. And so this is one of the nicest, there's an 8-foot drop that, this trail that's going to be flowing and with constant traffic. There's lines of sight that are clear from here to here. This park is just amazing. Anywhere, a parent can stand right here and have views of the whole park, just about anywhere, or here and up. And those are one of those things. The line of sight is one of the kind of important things because, we have, you'll see that we'll have lots of landscaping around this part to just kind of like, so when the people that are in the building, they're not really seeing all this light pollution, all this stuff. Noise, it's actually very, thank God we don't have pickleballs there. Then that would be really loud. But this stuff, we just work really hard just to kind of create a nice path with lines of sight and tons of, active flow from one end to the other so that there's a lot of eyes and a lot of safety. So there's another view. So these are the details. And Dan, I want you to talk about some of the features you forced me to design in there. Just kidding. Now they're local features that are no longer around that these guys used to annihilate in some mall or something. And
yeah, we
made replicas.
We did there were some famous skate spots in Boca Raton that we would always, there was one at the Cheesecake Factory that got, we would only be able to skate it on Christmas. That's the only day they're closed. So we tried to replicate that same obstacle because they did a facelift at the Cheesecake Factory, so got rid of that spot. So we tried to replicate that here. There was a spot right off Yamato Road. There was a retention ditch that we used to skate when I was younger. So we tried to emulate that with the walls right there. That also acts as a natural sound barrier, keeping the sound towards the railroad tracks and away from the buildings. There's a couple other hidden obstacles in there from same thing, spots around town that if, you don't have a skate park, your city's a skate park. So those are famous spots that people will come to town and try to skate.
But we also are paying a little homage to the fallen surf park by putting a nice wave in here in the side, so that at least some of you guys can get a little relief. That's right around here. I did the skate park in Montauk, New York. We did a wave like that, but this one's gonna be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, there was a lot of need for surf obstacles, so we added those in there. I also surf as well.
Congratulations. I know I can't. I'm from Puerto Rico originally, and all my friends surf. I'm the only one that cannot. So who cares? So so this pump track is actually really cool. We're hoping that, because right here we're in the stormwater kind of edge. If we can, we're probably going to try to make it a little bit wider so we can have like border cross races and things like that. Then we're going to kind of make some hybrid pump track elements that are like, just to have the best of the best. So that's in plan. Now this is the transition ramp, bowl, whatever you want to call it. This snake run is actually is one of the first because we got a request from the Carboboard surf community to kind of do some stuff. So we have some joint, the ends with that, and it blends into a snake run. Snake run kind of pays homage to the 70s snake runs, but these are like with a modern twist, kind of like the Mini Cooper from the 60s, but the new ones have like four-wheel anti-lock brakes. So this is that snake run. This is we actually had 2 local professionals. The Delfinos just give us some good input as well as many legendary vert skaters from this area. And so we have the bowl, and then we have a round wall small bowl that no one ever builds. All the bowls are really intimidating. So the pool style bowl. So we're gonna, put that one in. That's like 4.9 and 3.9 with pool block and tile and everything. So, and it's gonna be super fun for carving. So there's a huge interest in the community to bring a level of progression, so that people, just want to have fun and have, and return and return and return. So our biggest challenge is I have to design a park that's gotta still challenge a skater that's yet been to be born. This thing's gonna be here for 20, 30 years. Great investment, because I guarantee the prices that are going up on this thing in 10 years. If we now, do it, let's say you didn't do it in 10 years, it's just gonna be astronomical. So just getting it done now, it's a good thing. And you'll do a lot better for the community. So this is the other pump track. I did forget there's a cedar berm right here. So like you can actually ride your bike on a plank board. It's just so cool. We have like a flat top rail here. There's gonna be some connections here, so you don't have cow paths. Like just grass. It's gonna be a lot of landscaping that's gonna be really cool. It's gonna add a lot of the connection and viewing on that. But we wanted to see the facility here. They're one directional pump tracks. Made out of asphalt. Asphalt's easier to repair, and it's sports asphalt, not like you have on the street. So it's a lot harder, smoother. So it's just like concrete. You have different mix designs. This is the top of the line asphalt that we use for these velo tracks. But we're able to also put them near trees, so you get natural shade. Because you can't do that with concrete. Concrete, you have to have a root line rule of how far you can go, because the pump tracks, you can actually get a little bit closer. And so it just it gets a better experience. And this is that there's about an 8-foot drop from here to down here, just like, you know, part of the natural trail, which is just fantastic in itself. You know, the trail, which is part of the larger park design, it's just like in Florida with elevations like that. That's, you know, in this area, that's awesome. It's like a mountain. So, you know, but it's like, but it's natural, you know, so that's, you know, pretty cool. And so here you go. This is the view from the building. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome as far as like, you know, not bothering the neighbors, still being peaceful. Oh, last thing, lights on the street course. We're not doing a tennis court that was like, you know, with big old lights in a field. We can now on the street course, everything's fairly low. So we're gonna have low impact, you know, low light, you know, kind of like, you know, 16, 20 footers, not 40 footers. And then the bowls will be strategic. We'll do a photometric and we'll try to, you know, those typically get taller lights and they're to the smaller area on the top, but we'll try to work out with the lighting consultant to get a low impact light to respect the community, because it's not just listening to the action sports enthusiasts. We want to listen to the neighbors as well. Thank you.
And this is just another kind of perspective, maybe like bird's eye from the condos looking down. There's a big retention area, kind of, but there is landscape buffering the community. And then this directly is in front of the skate park. So when you're really from over there, you see nice landscape before you even see kind of the skate park, and it helps buffer the noise as well and the lights coming from that. But we're, you know, right now we're really in the design development phase now that the concept is kind of set, the input from the community, and we will always come back and you know, make sure that we are hearing everybody out in the community and really designing the best thing possible to give back to the community. And I'm going to show you kind of a 3D model as well. You do have a very heavily landscape background as well with the FEC track. And we'll make sure to incorporate a nice line of landscape. And within the skate park, we'll have a lot of shade areas, opportunities as well. So it'll be pleasant, you know, even if you're not a skater, I think you would want to go hang out. There's going to be seating areas and stuff, and you could see the kids skate through. You could maybe get yourself and learn to do the pump track with a regular bike. So
yeah, every one of you guys is challenged to attend. Actually, I actually forgot to mention, shame on me, one really important part of this park. So as we look through the 3D view, I want everyone to know, I'm proud of gotten a bunch of grants for adaptive, neurodivergent, you know, spectrum, autism, whatever people call it. And it's for something we've always been doing, and we just keep getting better. And that's like, there's visual impaired skaters out there, and you will all see them. They have the little stick, check out the ledge, and they ollie on it. You know, I actually was talking to one of those guys. I'm like, what do you need? He goes, Tito, the 8-foot ledge. I can't get my tricks on it. I'm like, you want a 30-foot ledge? We all want 30-foot ledges. He's like, yeah. And then I try to fist bump the blind guy. I told him that, and he grabbed his wrist. So I shouldn't mention that. But, you know, that's the type of, you know, that's how we're talking to these people. But not only that, but the colors on the park are not just there for pretty. They're just to give that difference. So if you're kind of a little cloudy on your eyes, you know when that ramp's coming up, you know, when the sun's blasting, you can still see contrast. So these are things that are designed for adaptive. A lot of the ramps, you'll see that most of them, you can just walk right to the back, right up the slab. It's not a wall and a rail. That's design. If you're a dad, even a 3-foot quarter pipe might be really slippery. It's still scary to climb up. And then you have a rail and a normal, the kid freaks out on the top, you walk around, you take care of them. So it really is designed for, if you have a chaperone, or someone with you that you need to have with you when you're participating, then, this park's designed for that. So we're proud of this design for that as well. And this is included in the park. That's something we do regardless. So
And what's something that
kind of important.
we do want to highlight that this skate park will be gated as well. And we're working on that design of the gate and make sure it incorporates into the rest of the park design.
Mr. Chairman, with the passion of Tito and Dan and Lumi, I don't know where to begin on this, but I would love to make a motion to approve the conceptual design as presented and authorize the design team to proceed with the preparation of construction documents and permitting.
Second.
I seconded.
It's been moved and seconded. Commissioners, any further questions or discussion that you would like to add? Steve?
Well, I got to tell you guys, I was skateboarding right after the invention of the wheel. We did it on the streets. There was no place to go when I was growing up in Queens County in New York. So this to me is something that has a fairly wide appeal. I mean, it's not only skateboarders, but skaters and bikers. So I like what you've done. I do have one question.
Please,
Okay.
anything.
With regard to drainage, because you've got all these up and down.
So that 8-foot elevation and then the skaters going,
We're
I
designing
want
it
a 9-foot bowl. I'm like, but I'm stuck at 7'9", because we need the inverter. Can we dig the pond just 1 more foot lower? That's how it goes back and forth. And so we're confident that we're able to meet it's positive flow. There's no pumps, no nothing. So, it's funny, and that also helps maintenance. So if we were to get that 100-year flood, the water will go up, it'll go down. Nothing floats up, nothing gets damaged. We even did a park see, this is what happens in Arkansas, where one of those rivers just flooded the whole town and everything went down. And the only thing that was perfect was the skate park. Everything else was gone. And it's because, just the way it's designed, it's just daylighted. So we have that natural elevation just blessed us, because if we had to do this park normally in Florida, they look like a volcano, which is not good for events. So you have another asset here. If there were to be like an event or something, it's just naturally set in the ground, almost like as if you were in Colorado. That's the answer.
And they really designed it where as much pervious space was conserved as much as possible. We conserved all the existing trees on site in that area too.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Erin?
I just want to say thank you to everybody to come out and show your support for the skate park. Please keep coming out, because you guys need to show that you support this for all the commissioners to see, because you saw what happened with the surf park. Very, very disappointing for me that it was canceled so soon. I don't want to see that happen to the skate park. So please keep coming out and get as many. It's really hard to come out. I know, I'm a mom of 2 boys. So coming out on a Monday evening is really, really hard. But please try your best, please. And thank you to you guys, because this is awesome. Having the pump track for my bikers is awesome, along with the mountain bike trails that we're gonna have. I think it's gonna work really well together, along with all the walking trails and stuff. And I think this is amazing, and I think it's gonna serve so many people. I'm really disappointed that 2 of the guys who live in Boca Chica who were against this, they left. And instead of trying to bring their, well, what can we do to make this okay for the residents? They just leave, you know, it's really disappointing. But it's just the amount of work that you put into this, and you customized it for our skaters. So thank you. We really appreciate it.
Well, and the guys that left too, we listened to them. You're welcome.
So thank you. Just thank you to everybody, and just keep supporting it, or else you never know what's going to happen. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all. Many years ago, I got a call from Boca Regional Hospital. Susie, your son is here with a concussion. He was skateboarding in the parking garage at Yamato and Dixie. So having this is going to be a safety measure for the community, not only for pleasure, but for safety. You did mention you think you'll have 30,000 participants a year. Or did I not hear you right?
That's a low number. It's 30 to 70. This is what happens is the Tony Hawk Foundation came up with these numbers like 12 years ago, and they had the math on there. But it was especially a park like this. And a lot of team sports, you have a start and a stop. Here you don't. You can go skate in the morning, go to work, come back, go skate again. Or you can go on Saturday, some 5 guys will stop in a car, skate here, they drive down to Miami, skate again, come back to the better part, skate again. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
So it's so with that, it's just like the little dripping faucet that you can fill a pool and and not know how much water. It's like it just gets so much participation. But yeah, they have a metric of 20 skaters during the week, and that's for a smaller park. Then 52 in the weekends. But this is things you'll see it, and and it'll be surprising. But with open park like this and no hours available, it's accessible. It's always going to get used nonstop. They're always the most used facility in the community. The parks, at least that I'm involved with. So
where will they park?
Miller Lake.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be in our linear parking right along Boca Paddle. And then it's enough usage for that area. We over that side of the south, we were above the parking spaces on that. So we still meet that requirement.
Don't worry, it's not 70,000 at once.
Okay. What safety measures as far as if someone's injured, it's monitored by an individual or is by city staff, or how is that going to be accomplished?
We don't get involved with programming on our end, but typically it's just parks like this have a lot of flow, like with the trail or other skaters and things like that. So that's the natural way. There's always eyes there. That's how they're like you build a good park, you always get people there. There's more eyes in there. There's less negative things. People are not bored. People are there to use it. It's almost like a good golf course. People are not going to be playing in the sand, like with their bikes, it's like one of those things on that end. So there's always eyes there. So that is one. It's a community. And then there's whatever program.
Yeah, we do have we have blue lights throughout the park as well. Make sure that there's one at the skate park, like it may be possibly two.
Okay.
To look into that as well.
Thank you.
Which is perfect just in case of an emergency.
I'm blown away by your presentation and your enthusiasm as well. And Aaron, you won't believe it, but I was a skateboarder at once. Back in the day, a kid from California was attending the university I was attending, and he was into skateboarding, and he invited me to take a ride down the hill on the skateboard, which I did. And a concrete truck had been up the hill and dropped some concrete there, so I ended up in in the grass and the asphalt and in the infirmary. And so I decided to stick to basketball, but this is a wonderful looking project. Thank you for the input that you've had, and I love the enthusiasm of you and the other skateboarders. Commissioners, Greg?
Just one thing to address Susie's comment on parking and safety. You know, and I think there is a comment out there. One of the folks recommended free. You know, this is a community park, so it's our intent to keep it free. Okay, yeah, but this is also Boca Raton residents' money. So we're always conscious of, you know, the volume of things. So it's free up until the point it's overrun. And when it's overrun, then it's kind of like, okay, there's a supply and demand imbalance, and that can be managed. Not always the way we like to do it, you have to pay for it, but it's always our intent to keep things at the lowest possible cost. So if we had to have a fee, we could, but I go back to in the city of Boca, they approved a Chick-fil-A on Palmetto Park, and there was a big debate and discussion. They almost didn't have that Chick-fil-A because they said, oh my God, everyone's going to go to Chick-fil-A, and then Palmetto Park will be closed because of Chick-fil-A. And none of that happened. We can't be afraid of something that is good. You know, this is something good for the community, and we'll learn how to manage it. And that's why we work closely with the city staff. So safety, very valid concern, but it's also, that's the neat thing about the skating community. Some way they find their way to the hospital. I don't know how, but they look out for one another. But we also have a robust park ranger staff, a city staff. And if there's something that we need out there, I think we will all support putting it there just to keep this going.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Craig. And I think the commission agrees with you and Susie in that respect on the parking and the security. Is there any other comments?
Can I clarify just the numbers? Because I think there was concern that 30,000 is a lot coming in there. And I know traffic is a concern, but like 30,000 people over 365 days is about 82 people a day. If the skate park's open 12 hours a day, it's 6 to 7 an hour. So it's not like a heavy, it's the parking is not going to be a problem for the skate park because it's spread out over the course of the day. So just wanted to clarify those numbers.
Okay, any other comments, discussion? If not, call the question. Joanne, would you please call the roll?
Sure. Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.
We will, Lumi, I'll get in touch so we can start getting the construction documents together. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Tito.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You guys don't want to hear about tennis lighting? No? No?
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I guess so.
We'll have you out there.
Thanks for coming out. Are you going to teach me how to skate?
Yes, let's start right now.
Bye. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Well, that was fun.
Nobody wants to hear about lights.
Yeah. After that, everything else is going to be downhill tonight. The next item on the agenda is the swimming racket tennis court lighting design. And Brienne?
Commissioners, on page 9 of your agenda packets is a additional services agreement with CGA. They lit the previous 6 courts we did a couple years ago. There's a background on that back in 2021. We waited to see how that worked out. In the past, we never lit those 12 courts because of concerns about the lighting and the neighborhood impacts. Lights have come a long way, as you guys know. And so those lights are no longer impacting. This would light the last 6 courts and open up play on all courts throughout the night. This was approved in our budget So tonight, looking for approval of this as presented.
I'd move to approve.
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Vogelsang and seconded by Steve Engel. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. Joanne, please call the roll.
Commissioner Ernst,
Yes.
Commissioner Engel,
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins.
Here.
Commissioner Vogelsang.
Yes.
Commissioner Wright.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the approval of two Explorer exhibits that are in your packet. Brianne, would you like to add some comment on that?
Yes, Commissioners, on page 22 of your agenda packets is a memo highlighting the two exhibits for September 2026 and then January 2027. Those two exhibits are Life on the Edge and Tree Houses. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look on the websites at all, but they look like really, especially Tree Houses looks like a really cool exhibit. So tonight, looking for motions to approve these contracts as presented. We did have Mr. Horowitz go through these and add the addendum language that we've added to all the previous Exploring agreements.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Joanne, please call the roll.
Sure. Commissioner Ernst,
Yes.
Commissioner Engel.
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins.
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang.
Yes.
Commissioner Wright.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right, then the final item is the Patch Reef Park EV charger discussion.
All right, way back in the back of your agenda packets on page 92. It's just a memo highlighting on the Patch Reef Park pickleball complex. We did have to put electric car chargers out there. There's 4 that service 8 parking spaces. We put together a pricing proposal, and this is really just to keep traffic moving. I think it's a pretty generous proposal to do $2 an hour for 4 hours. And after that, it would increase to 5. We did look up what other cities are doing. Obviously, the ones in the city of Boca are free. However, other cities like Delray have a 2-hour. They let you do it for free for 2 hours, and then you get towed. Fort Lauderdale is $5 an hour, regardless of the time that you use it. Other cities have it where once your car starts idling, it's fully charged and it's just idling. They start charging by the minute after 30 minutes of idle. So there's different ways to do this. This was the way that we thought, because there's no enforcement out there. We don't have staff that can go out there and enforce people leaving. So the idea was to increase the price after 4 hours. If somebody's there for open play for a 3-hour period, they would go probably check in. That's why we gave it a 4-hour window. So then it would start at 5. So I'm open to any suggestions. We can alter that. We cannot do it. It's totally up to you guys.
Discussion, Craig?
A couple questions. One is, what is the, and I'm not an EV person, but maybe Aaron can help us, are the chargers themselves like these superchargers, or are they slow chargers? I assume
These are like the level 2. These aren't superchargers.
level 2. And is there currently what's the parking conditions with the new pickleball center when it's in maximum use? Are these parking spots going to be just used because they're there and they want to park there, or?
Well, it would be used there. I mean, a lot of people in Boca have electric cars, so that's who would primarily use those. That's who would be able to use those spaces. And these spaces are towards the front of the new parking lot that we added on when we built the other 18 pickleball courts, just for the sake of the electric being put out there. So the parking is just in general at Patch Reef, the parking is a hot commodity on weekends, depending on what's going on. So the idea would be just to keep those charging stations moving along so people aren't sitting there all day.
So, with that in consideration of, when we build forward with other parks, it seems to me you want to be a little bit consistent. So I don't think it's unreasonable to charge $5 per hour.
Just in general, $5 an hour?
Just a flat $5, because it becomes more of a penalty if you're there for 4 hours and you got to pay $20 to park. That's the only reason I would do it, not beyond that, but I'm open to what the thoughts are. $2 seems kind of low if you're paying for parking.
Right. I'm open to however you guys want to do it.
To Craig's question, how do you keep somebody who's not charging their car, like a gasoline propelled car, from taking up the space?
We don't, I mean, there's not a lot of enforcement. There's somebody could call the ranger out there, but we don't have a lot of policing of it.
Because they have the signs, I mean, it's frowned upon to park in an EV.
Yeah.
This is Boca.
But there's also so many people who have EV cars
that's
that
true.
want to charge them. So, I don't know, I think $5 is a lot. And I think some people won't want to charge their car and, because they're used to also getting free from the city. So I think if we keep it a little bit lower, they'll be willing to charge it if they need a charge kind of thing. But then they know it goes up to $5 after 4 hours. So they'll be done, move their car, and then it'll be a change out. You know what I mean?
We could lower the time frame of to 2 hours for
2
$2
hours
or
or
3,
something, hike
you
it
know,
up,
we could change
you know?
that.
Okay, that's fine.
But then if you're playing, if you come at 7:30 in the morning and you stay until 11 o'clock, you'll have to move your car.
Yes.
Unless you get charged more. But I mean, I think that's okay. If
Yeah.
they want to charge their car, they're gonna pay for it, you know?
So we want to make it 2 hours for $2, and then after 2 hours, it's 5.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, actually, I would raise the base to 250, just to keep in line with what I've seen
Yeah.
in the comparison. But 2 hours at 250 and then after that at 5, I'm fine with.
Okay.
From an economic standpoint, Brian, are we covering with that 250, are we covering our expenses for the, you know, the,
250 would cover it now.
Okay.
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
So we want to go 250 for 2 hours, and then after 2 hours, it becomes $5 per hour.
Correct. If you want me to make a motion.
Yes,
I'll do it.
please. Yes.
I'll make a motion to have the new EV chargers at Pat Street Park start at $250 per hour for the first 2 hours and $5 thereafter.
Second,
Any further discussion? Hearing none, Joanne, would you please call the roll?
Sure. Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes,
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
thank you, Joanne. Mr. Treasurer?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for approval of payroll and invoices, or it's just invoices. I guess payroll is in there. $283,045.22.
Second,
Any discussion? Hearing none, Joanne, would you please call the roll?
Sure. Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes,
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Madam Executive Director?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a few notes here. We received 6 proposals from 5 different firms for the multi-sport rink cover at Sugar Sand Park. You all got digital versions of those emailed last week. You have hard copies in the blue bags behind you. If you'd like to have that version to read through. I'll continue to send out some notes. My question to you all is if you wanted to rank these at the next meeting, or if you wanted to discuss it first and have interviews of everybody, or how you would like to proceed. Obviously, I wanted to put it on the agenda at the next meeting. I just want to get direction on where you want to go with it. And I did send out the ranking criteria is a little bit different than we've done in the past.
Steve?
Yeah, I'm fine with ranking them at the next meeting and then taking the top 3 and having interviews with them.
At a following meeting?
Yeah, at the following meeting. So this way we could wrap everything up in the space of the month of February and then proceed.
Okay. Is it general consensus on that?
Anybody else?
Okay, then we'll work, that's how we will prepare it for the agenda. The permitting process for the renovations at Patch Reef Park is underway. So we're working on that. And then the eastern portion of North Park was put back out to bid with a reduced scope, and those are expected back on February 18th. So we have a lot happening in February. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have one just quick legislative update tonight. As we know, the legislature is currently in session. Since 2024, the board will recall that we've been preparing a goals and objectives resolution that's been adopted each year. I know you recently accepted the most recent report for the last year. There's currently a Senate bill, it's 378, and its companion House Bill 6005 that are both working their way through the legislature that propose to essentially repeal that provision of the statute, which would eliminate that requirement. So we're keeping an eye on those bills just as a matter of operational procedure, and we will let you know how things progress. But that's all I have this evening, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Councilor? Steve, we'll start with you.
All right. First, it was very gratifying to see the turnout tonight. But I have to agree with something that Aaron said earlier. The people that were against the putting a skateboard at a skate park at North Park, it's like, okay, we're not getting our way. We're going to leave. It's the end of the discussion for us. And I felt like listen to it, get a flavor of what's going on, and maybe you might find out that it's not nearly as bad as you think it is. It might even be beneficial. And this goes back to an age-old problem in communities, which is, yeah, you can build anything you want, but not next to me. And we might not be able to build golf over there. The city might say to us, well, we're going to keep what we have and we don't want any more. In which case we're going to have to repurpose North Park. Or because of the Mandarin bankruptcy, the old Meisner Golf Country Club might become available. And there you have a ready-made golf course. All you got to do is throw a couple of trailers on there and you're good to go. So I for the record, I would like people to have an open mind. There are things, somebody told me recently, you can't control events. What you can control is your reaction to those events. So I just want people to keep that in mind. The other thing that I wanted to mention is at the last meeting, we had Peggy Gossett-Seidman here, and she suggested that we send a letter to her with regard to property taxes. So Brianne, where do we stand as far as that's concerned?
It's an excellent question. I reached out to her. I'm working on that letter. I just wanted to see where we stood. I wanted to see what they did with property taxes first. I know we want to amend our legislation too. So I'm writing the letter, have not sent anything yet. I'll get with our chair now that he's back in town.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Greg?
No, I think it was a good turnout, but I do think we saw that the skate park has a good atmosphere to the community, adds a lot of value, and the old skate park is very old and it's long overdue to be redone. So it's a great addition to the park. I know that, and I understand some residents have concerns, but keep in mind, this is for the entire community. We bought it for the entire district. And so the focus in the near term here is the east side. And I think we stay focused on finishing out the east side, the southeast side as best we can. I know there's expression of concerns about the pickleball center, but you know what? I think that's going to be a great addition to the community. And keep in mind, someone else is building it, all 17 million of it, you know, and they're not done. So, you know, we need to be thankful for others doing work for us. And it's a community addition. So it's a very big area. And I think we need to use it very wisely and trusted. So the only other thing I'd say is this, I think going forward as we start this year, let's focus on trying to, where is this field house going to go? And if that means replacing the maintenance building we proposed out there, we have to consider it just because that's on our own territory. And it's not wanting to give it thought for everyone, but somewhere we got to get a home for that gym. We really do need to think about that because it takes planning, and you know what? It's going to be expensive. So if we're taking that one on, we've really got a plan for it. So.
Vice Chair Aaron?
Yeah, I just hope, you know, I said this earlier, but I hope all the commissioners who are supporting this now continue to support this, because I think it's going to be a huge asset to the community. There's going to be pushback. We keep getting emails from Boca Chica residents.
995 South and Northeast 62nd Street.
Thank you.
But again, as the woman said, one woman said tonight, and I keep saying over and over in my head, this is a public park that's owned by the district and the city residents. It's not owned by Boca Chica residents. Yes, it's in their backyard, but it's not their backyard. So we have to continue to remember that. And I just hope everybody does, so that we can, provide these trails, which are going to be great. And if you saw that southeast side, even with the pickleball facility and the skate park, there's a huge amount of green space out there. and the whole northeast side is going to be green space, usable green space, walkable. So just stay strong when it comes to this, I hope. And that's it.
So we did start top soccer over at Woodlands, and since that's not our park, I do have to say that the fields are going to get chewed up, and we're going to need phase 2 at some point. So I'm really in support of, getting that going and getting more rectangular fields over at phase 2. So, and I agree with you. I think that anybody who comes and complains, they've got to, have a reason to complain. And I think that everybody in the design of this park, they're all trying to address all those concerns and doing a good job of it.
Thank you, Sue. I would have to say that this project, the enthusiasm of the participants this evening and sitting in the meeting, the designers, I like the project. Eric, put your mind at ease. I support this 100%. Okay, so no surprises, no blindside.
Pinky swear?
Pinky swear.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they've done everything possible to make this attractive and presentable to the community, the way they buffered it and its location. I think the only area that, and Susie or someone spoke to this, is the security. I think the parking is not going to be a problem. It just needs to have some, somebody, I wouldn't say supervision, but there needs to be, some general person over there that could oversee it if it get, I'm not a skater, so I don't know the folks. They seem like every one of them, the kind of people that you would want to go have a beer with. But I think the project will be a huge success for the community. And I think, as you said, it's public property. While we always try to do the best we can with the public property and reflect on the neighbors that are involved there, I think this project has taken all that into consideration, and I really, really liked their presentation. So count on me, pinky swear.
Pinky swear. And don't forget, we also have the traffic garden parking area, which, has a lot of parking that people can just cross the street and get over to the skate park as well. And there's going to be tons of kids coming from the surrounding community as well. We're not going to be driving.
Understand.
So.
I did have the other question too, is that, Craig mentioned the field house. That's one of my projects that I want to see us get decided upon and get moving forward in some way or the other, because with the capacity that we have at Sugar Sand, the fact that we've also having some issues with, I don't know whether the city's resolved the interlocal agreements with the school district regarding use of their facilities, but I know Boca Ballers, the new Boca Hoops, had some issues there getting, time in the gym. And I think that's something we need. Sue mentioned the other item on my agenda that I'm really wanting to see is phase 2. I've already posted the warning. 2030 is going to be right here before we know it. And that's when our agreement with ILA with the FAU expires. And I know the city says, let's postpone discussion until after the election. Well, okay, because we're almost there. But after that happens, we need to get on that project. And I've already suggested to Brianne that I'd like to have a meeting with the new city manager and stress the urgency of getting to this project. The field house, phase 2, the finishing out the east side would be, the projects I'd like to see us really get done or make some major progress and toward those completions. So with that said, Steve?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Commissioner Ernst?
Yes.
Commissioner Engel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rollins?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogelsang?
Yes.
Commissioner Wright?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Meeting adjourned.